you're watching this video and you guys have been living under a rock for 11 months, well, unfortunately, you guys would have missed out the launch of the iPhone 14 lineup, which includes, of course, the iPhone 14, iPhone 14 Plus, the iPhone 14 Pro, and the iPhone 14 Pro Max, which is what I have here. This is the iPhone 14 Pro Max. In this video, I'm going to give you guys my 11-month later review on this device, and that's coming from an ex-Android user. Okay, so first of all, guys, I want to talk about the iPhone 14 Pro Max's design and the display. First of all, the design of the device is absolutely gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. They brought back the design from the iPhone 4 and the iPhone 4S to the iPhone 14 Pro Max and the iPhone 14 lineup. I mean, a lot of people were a little bit skeptical. A lot of people didn't like it. A lot of people loved it because they were able to fall back in love with the previous iPhone 4 that came out years ago, for them to be able to implement it in the iPhone 14. I mean, and I'm pretty sure now I can speak for everyone when I say that the longer this device has been out, the more people has absolutely loved and taken in the device and the design of it being from the iPhone 4 and the iPhone 4S. And for me, I can say the same thing. I absolutely love the design of this phone, the way it's been laid out, the way that they've really thought about the button placements. It's just absolutely awesome. For example, when I say about the button placement, I mean the lock button. The lock button is in the most perfect, ideal location for your thumb. So you don't actually have to try and reach up or reach down or look for the lock button. It's literally natural. You grab your phone and boom, you put your thumbs on the side and you're literally on the lock button. You can press to unlock, press to lock and all that. Let me give you a little bit of an example. The Samsung Galaxy S20, the S20 series, the S20, 21 and S22 and S23 had a little bit of a problem because one of those devices, I remember that the lock button was a little bit too high. So you're actually having to reach up for that lock button to press to unlock and of course lock the device as well. But like I said, the iPhone is just perfect. Boom, your thumb lands straight on it. You can unlock and lock. You don't have to find it at all. That's what I mean by the buttons on this display has just been put in the nicest place and so easy to reach, and they really thought about everything. Anyways, that's the side of the device. Coming to the back of the device, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I mean, personally, I would have loved it if the camera modules were a little bit more thinner, on the thinner side, because me personally, I want to have a device that I can put flat on the table or something like that without having to worry about it going up and down because the camera module sticks out just a bit too much. That's my only concern, that's my only problem with devices nowadays, because the camera modules just protrudes out a little bit too far. But I mean, if a phone company is going to put a good camera on the device, then it is what it is. We just have to just deal with it. Coming to the display now, the display is absolutely beautiful. I can't remember exactly how many nits brightness is on this display. I think it's about 2000 nits, but I'm not too sure. But this display is just absolutely buttery smooth and absolutely crispy. And I think it's rumored, but I'm not too sure, but Apple actually gets their screen from Samsung. They kind of share their OLED screen with Apple, but I'm not too sure. I think this might be a rumor, I'm not too sure, but the display on this phone is just absolutely beautiful. Everything is crisp, smooth, buttery smooth. Everything you do on it is just absolutely awesome, especially in the sunlight. Now here in England, we're getting sun here and there. Sometimes it's raining, sometimes it's blaring with the sun. It's so bright outside. And guess what? You can still keep up in the sun. You can see exactly what you're doing. And it's just absolutely awesome and amazing. Talking about the screen of this device, obviously we have the dynamic island in the front. And oh my God, absolutely beautiful. Beautiful design from Apple. I love it. No one has ever done it. And they've really impressed me and blew me out the park. And it's exactly literally why I decided to leave the Android, the Samsung, and actually jump on to the iPhone and pretty much be an iPhone fanboy. But I'm just still waiting for that day that Samsung wows me, impresses me, like Apple has, and maybe I might go back. I don't know, but for now, I love this phone way too much. Taking the design and the display out of the picture now, we go to the actual usability of this device. Obviously, coming from an Android to an iPhone is very, very hard. There's a lot of adjustments that needs to be done. A lot of things that are different that you have to get used to with the iPhone. And to be honest with you, I don't want to say it was hard because obviously I'm a tech guy. I know how to use devices and stuff, but it was a little bit of an adjustment that I had to do because there's a lot of things on the iPhone that I didn't know about that I obviously had to ask my brother and sister because they have an iPhone themselves. I'm the scapegoat that has an Android in the family, but it is how it goes. But yeah, there's a few things I had to ask him about like settings, how to get into settings, because on the Samsung, the Android devices, you can just enter the setting within the app. But on the iPhone, you have to go into the settings and then go into your apps and then go into the actual app that you want to access the settings and then access the settings through that, which was a little bit too complicated for me. And that's the kind of stuff I had to get used to. But the whole kind of just swapping from Android to Apple, it was an easy procedure, but you know, some of the things I had to and that I encountered with the iPhone was a little bit challenging, and I had to, you know, call for help for that. So I mean, if you're thinking about making the switch or making the jump, it will be a little bit of a rocky road, but as soon as you get into the iPhone and keep using it a little bit more times, you're going to start getting used to it a little bit, and that's the usability of it. But yeah, absolutely beautiful phone. I love using it. It's just a nice looking device, and it's so easy to use. The thing about me when I was so into the headspace of Android was the fact that iPhone was so hard to use. But actually being in the game and actually using the iPhone 14 Pro Max is not actually that hard to use at all. It's actually quite a pretty simple, easy phone to use. Like I said to you about the whole app and settings and all that, as you get used to that and as you get to know a little bit more about that, it's actually such a light work to use. It's so easy to use this device, it's just absolutely insane. So yeah, it's not that hard to use an iPhone if you're thinking about jumping onto the Apple wagon. Moving on to the camera on this bad boy, I've mentioned a little bit about the camera, but I want to speak a little bit more. The 48 megapixel camera, oh my god. Whew, god damn, I don't know how Apple did it, but right now the game stands like this. Apple camera is better than Samsung. Oh my god, in what word did I think I would be able to say that exact sentence right there? Samsung was on the top of the game when it came to the cameras, but with the 48 megapixel camera on the iPhone 14 Pro Max, smashes iPhone. I mean, smashes Samsung. Is nuts. It's ridiculous. But there's a little bit of an ick onto this 48 megapixel camera. You can only use it, of course, when you're shooting raw pictures, and that's it. If you're not shooting raw, your pictures will be unfortunately taken in 12 megapixel with a 12 megapixel camera. But I mean, the 12 megapixel camera is not that bad. It's just if you want your pictures to have more, you know, more details and more contrast and more of this stuff, then you're gonna switch it to raw, and then you take a picture, take it to Lightroom, and then you just edit it, and boom, your picture looks absolutely nice. I've taken a few pictures with this phone, and of course it's not the quality of the of my main mirrorless camera, which is the Sony A7C that I use, but it's not that bad at all. You can, if you edit the footage or edit a picture as well as you do on a Sony camera, then if someone that doesn't know anything about cameras looked at the pictures, they wouldn't really spot the difference. But someone like me who looks at the picture, they'll be able to spot the difference. But it's beautiful. I filmed my holiday to Lanzarote when I went to Spain with the iPhone 14 Pro Max, and oh my god, the quality was just absolutely impressive. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. If you want to go check that video out, just click up there, check that video out. All the footage was shot on my iPhone 14 Pro Max, and it literally looked like I was shooting it on my normal DSLR, on my normal Sony camera. But yeah, absolutely awesome. Jumping from there, we talk about the whole of me swapping from Android to Apple. I mean, like I said to you, it's not very easy. It could be easy for some people. For me, I found it a little bit challenging, but as that challenge kind of just grew away, I started getting a little bit more comfortable and started using it a little bit, and it was a little bit much better to use, which was really good. 11 months using this device, to me personally, I've enjoyed every single moment of it. But it's just, I mean, there's nothing really I can say bad about this device at all. I mean, you probably, if you guys watch my videos on here, you probably seen the videos that I've made about the iPhone 14 Pro Max, the cons and the pros and whatever. But 11 months has been enough time for me to actually take in more of this device and kind of really appreciate the iPhone 14 Pro Max as an Apple device. And yeah, from here on out, I can't wait to see what other devices they make. So the iPhone 15 lineup is coming out. There's a lot of rumors, leaks, and stuff like that. Renders as well, and Unbox Therapy, of course, had the actual phone, actually, not the real one, just the dummy one, to kind of just give us a little bit of an idea of what it would look like. And I'm very excited because they're bringing USB-C to their iPhones, and I'm very excited for that because I pretty much have USB-C cables everywhere. I only have one lightning cable, which is for this phone, because obviously I'm not an Apple guy. But yeah, I can't really wait for that. I'm very excited. But yeah, I'm absolutely enjoying the iPhone 14 Pro Max. It's an absolutely beautiful phone. And yeah, if you want to get one, I strongly recommend you to get one, because now I think they're going for good cheap prices anyway, because the 15 is coming out soon, so you can pick them up for a good price. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know I haven't been uploading a lot of tech content onto the channel, but we're working on it. But yeah, guys, stick with me. Watch the videos that I do put on here, fitness and cars and all of that stuff. And yeah, hopefully we get some more tech content into the channel, especially when the iPhone 15 comes out. I'm very excited for that. I cannot wait for that one. Share the video, comment down below and tell me what you think about the iPhone 14 Pro Max, and if I've done this phone justice in this review that I've done. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. And just before I go quickly, obviously the phone is pretty much looks like brand new because I've been obviously looking after it, and I've been protecting it in nice phone case here. But yeah, I put a timber glass screen protector on the front so it doesn't smash the actual glass, the screen of the device. But yeah, it's been holding up really nice. 11 months and the phone still looks brand new. But yeah guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.